Oh, the first sound that we all hear when we join Rome Total War. The gavel of the Senate. Welcome to Rome Total War, the original. This is not the remaster, this is the original. And the reason I wanted to do this today was not just because it's good to go back and see what we missed, but also because this is a nostalgia trip for a lot of us, isn't it? If we just accept the Senate mission. Funny thing about Rome Total War is that everybody, when opening this game, will always play the Red Romans. And that's quite a unique thing in Total War if you think about it, because medieval Total War didn't really have the same sort of pull to one faction or the other, and that's fine, that's actually a good thing. But the Red Romans were always iconic because Rome is associated with red, isn't it? And so everybody, at one point in their life, if they've ever played Rome Total War, have played a Julii campaign, everybody has experienced the same thing. And you see the beautiful Rome Total War campaign map. This is unfortunately as far out as you can go. There's no overview map. We have the France, we have Spain, Iberia, we have North Africa, we have the Middle East, we have Asia Minor, we have the steppe plains, and over into Persia. Fantastic campaign map. It's not just, maybe have a tiny portion of Scandinavia, although it's very, very small, and there's not really anything up here. This is just a fantastic map. I mean, it's not big enough to be like extremely challenging, but it's big enough for you to have a game and still feel like you're immersed, which I think it is. This game still has an iconic charm, doesn't it? You've got your Red Roman province here, you've got your Senate here, you have your blue and green Romans here. Fascinating. Again, funny thing is, we're all so accustomed to this game. We all pretty much made the same opening moves, right? We sent our spy towards Patavium.
Not possible, sir.
Oh, yes it is.
And waiting.
A lot of us will combine armies here and then we'll march on Segesta here. We know we have 2 units there, so as we're a bit more of a pro player now, we don't need to quite do that, but having the archer unit there was really helpful to minimise casualties in this city. So, interesting game, isn't it? Rome Total War. I was thinking outside the box a little bit. What game is Rome Total War most similar to in the Total War franchise? And you may say Medieval 3, but Medieval 3? Wow, I wish. Medieval 2, and because of obviously the graphics style, it's basically built on Medieval 2, upgraded version. But actually, if we think about it, is it not more similar to a game like Shogun 2? Each faction in Shogun 2 is given a unique bonus. You've got diplomatic bonuses, you've got missile bonuses like bows, you've got warrior monk bonuses. Whilst we are straying somewhat slightly outside the realms of historical realism with that game, it's still well in the folds of what a historical Japan could have been like. And the same goes for Rome Total War, except slightly more on the leaning away from historical realism. Unless you've been living under a rock, Egypt in Rome Total War is very much a made-up faction. There's not a Ptolemaic Egypt, it's a ancient Egypt, if I should say. This game isn't trying to hide that, it's actually portraying Egypt as the Romans would have seen it to be portrayed, or myth and legend would have portrayed it. We've still got Spartan hoplites and you know, they're not particularly historically accurate either, but they're what Rome would have sort of envisioned their enemies to be like. And the funny thing is that we always think that information flows quite freely nowadays because of the internet or whatever, TikTok and all these other platforms. But in Roman times, the only way you'd know about another culture is if, one, people came to visit you, which is why they had these huge triumphs so they could display what they've brought back, but also word of mouth. And that's interesting because not everybody, in fact a very small percentage of people, would ever travel the ancient world. And so you'd have these sort of merchants that would come by to Rome and they would tell stories, and that stories would sort of build a picture of what other cultures would be like. So this game is very much a game that's focused around Rome's opinions, myth and legend of other factions, the Gauls, the Britons. I mean, head hurlers, for example, the Britons have. It's never existed. When hurling a head at someone, it's not going to do any damage. But when Rome tried to invade Britannia, Roman troops were particularly scared and mutinied, in fact, to some degree, because of the myth and legend of the English Channel and what lay beyond. That was really what they were afraid of was the myth and legend, when in fact the reality of the situation was the Britons were exactly like the Gauls. They were very much a barbaric faction that, you know, had some chariots really. But in Rome Total War we've got the iconic music. I always think it's so absolutely interesting that we could just go through this whole game and I'd never ever want to switch the music off. I always want to switch off in Empire, all the other games that have sort of big resounding, you know, soundtracks. I always feel like I want to switch the music off, but Rome Total War just guides you through the game with the music. It's fantastic. It's one of the things I think that most modern Total War games miss completely, and it's why this game has such a charm to it. Alright, for first moves, obviously we're going to try and take Segesta. I'm hoping this video is sort of a nostalgia trip for you. I reckon we can take it with just 3 units. We can probably take it with 1, to be honest, but pop an archer in there.
Besieging settlement, sir.
And this game, even though it seems quite basic, doesn't it, compared to the huge diplomacy screens of 3 Kingdoms and the masses of factions in Warhammer, but this game has a surprising depth for its age. For example, each unit has retainers, we have forts, watchtowers. Sieges are way more complicated than Warhammer. You can go up and down ladders. It's not as basic as it seems, and there's some underlying factors in this game which aren't explained to you, and trade is a huge factor in this game. City growth, especially these things on the map here, these little icons. This is a grain icon or a food icon, and so being in possession of this city and having, you know, trade routes with yourself is actually going to be really helpful when you want to grow cities. And controlling a resource like that is actually a really powerful part of this game. It isn't really explained. Sometimes I just play this game not because it's better than any other game, but because it's just relaxing. You know, the music when you open the screens, it's not overwhelming. You're not trying to be dazzled by a lot of stuff all the time. It's just very simple. It's quite relaxing. I mean, these pixelated images just are so sort of friendly, aren't they?
Orders! Engage the enemy!
Let's have a go and invade Segesta as we talk a bit more about this amazing game. Some fun stuff you probably didn't know about this game. We're going to go through a couple of things now. Let's move our starty out here, like this. I'm using the WASD controls to move this around. A couple of things you might not know, just a few little snippets before we start this battle. If I line another unit behind it, this unit, for example, like this. Let me show you something really cool about Rome Total War, which isn't really in any other Total War game at all. If I want to move this unit through this unit, watch what happens. Do you see that? Look at them. Are you insane? Are you actually kidding me? Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? Ever in a Total? Look at them. Now they're going back. It just blows my mind every time I see that. It just blows my mind. Because that's so simple, and yet we haven't got that in any other modern Total War game. Archers don't do it as well because they're a news formation, but that's just... It makes me excited every time you see it. It's a stupid thing to get excited about. Let me show you something else. Watch this. If I advance my starty over here, and my archers are coming towards their starty, and I want to bring them over here like this.
Move out!
Watch what happens. Ready? They still have the order. They still have it. The order hasn't changed. They're waiting. They're waiting for that unit to pass. Are you kidding me? This game is way better than you think it is, way better than you give it credit for. Okay, you think it's some glitchy, pixelated game? No, this game has that kind of level of AI control, but you're not even aware of. It's never taught. It's not even in the manual.
Later that night.
Come on, guys. Faster. I need to hold these guys up. Oh, gosh, they're coming. But, you know, Vegetator's going to have to sacrifice itself. General needs to get in and out. Don't break us. Come on. Stupid town watch. The elephants. Oh. It's just town watch would go away. That'd be really helpful. You need to get them with javelins. Ow. No, javelins. Javelins. No. It's going to require some careful planning. Oh my gosh. Facing the wrong way. That's not more of them coming, is it? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a mess. Absolute mess. Guys, seriously, come on. Just don't go into melee. You need to stop going into melee. That's a bit. Oh gosh. You need to take them down. That's why I wish I fought out on a battlefield, not a tight street like this now. Stop charging in. Oh, finally they've gone red, but they've gone red inside. Oh, my infantry. Oh gosh. It's a nightmare. Run back, everybody run. Let's let them go back to the town centre. Oh my gosh, what a joke. It's this. Oh, this is funny. Oh. I have no words. I've actually got no words.
Defeat.
Died immediately.
So many good Romans have died for no purpose.
Yeah, you can say
But
that
from
again.
this, victory will spring afresh.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. At least our general survives somehow. I think on that note, we're going to end it there. I think that's kind of a fun. I could replay this and win it, and it would be just an average video, but that's kind of funny.
From this scroll,
Yes.
you can choose to view.
Anyway, well, another battle lost for Tomic. What can you expect? All right, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.